And I mean, a lot of the power obviously coming in my mind from Stown and Cadian with the 2 AWPs. I think they were brutal across the map. In middle, they were able to get picks when they wanted it. Over at the A bomb site, they're able to put a stop to it, obviously with the help of their teammates as well. But those ops were seemingly just getting a kill or two every single round. And anytime Vitality wanted to go somewhere, it was way too costly of a price.
Yeah, and a lot of pressure put onto a player like Shox, who had to pull off, you know, like 2-3 clutches and that just to get some extra rounds on the board.
Yeah, just to get some pride rounds on the board. Like the match already felt out of the reach at that point. And I mean, that T side looked like what happens if you as a T on Vertigo can never take control of A ramp and can never have success in some of the opening battles there. Heroic just battered them each and every time. So whenever Vitality went there and sent players, used resources like smokes and flashes and Molotovs, it felt like they were getting punished so frequently, and all that utility was essentially just it wasn't finding them advantages. So it's actually not only are you losing players, but you're also just losing the ability to have resources to use later in the rounds for different ideas. And man, that's tough. If A ramp isn't going to be a point of danger for the CT team, it makes this map really difficult to work around.
And speaking of this map, actually, because I was looking at some of the stats come into this, Vitality, 80% win rate across the 5 times they played it. Now, obviously, a little bit lower since they lost here. You look at Heroic's side, they had 0 times played in the last 3 months. So I think just on paper, if you look at that, you're like, all right, we should take him to Vertigo. But in the last 6 months, they actually have an 85% win rate, though not to the same caliber teams that Vitality have been able to play.
Right.
So I wonder, was that kind of the prep work going into it, or was this just a map in general they feel comfortable on and feel like they could take a team like Heroic?
It might be a little bit of overlooking it in the veto that they played it within 6 months and not having played it within 3 months. But I mean, obviously, you get lured into that by the fact that it's a map that you're very good on as well, that you're comfortable on. That you said they had what, like a 70-some, 80% win rate on it, Vitality. Yeah. I mean, that's going to make you feel good about picking the map, and then you look at it and you see that there's 0 map plays in the last 3 months, and that makes you feel even better. You're like, maybe they're going to be rusty on it. Maybe they haven't been working on it as much as they should have. Maybe they just kind of forgot about it, you know, whatever it might be. And obviously, that wasn't the case here. So a little bit of an unintentional trap that Vitality falls into, and it's brutal. Now, you are right. Shox did have to win those clutches to keep him, get him a few more rounds. Just was never going to be enough at that point.
Yeah, especially when you have 2 players on the side of Heroic playing like this in our US Air Force aim high head-to-head of Stown and Tessus. We don't normally do 2 players from the same team, but hell, they were playing so damn good, we kind of had to use them.
Yeah, and I think even when we're making the graphic at the time and we're going with Stown and Tessus, you don't even realize that Refresh is right up there. Just right at the end, he brings up the 22 kills as well. He had a great performance, but Tessus has been solid this event. Whenever I've seen the POV on him as well, really impressed with the fights that he's taking, really impressed with how focused and how ready he seems for the next fight that's coming in, and he's just got a really good game at the moment, and a big reason, especially at this A bomb site, why Heroic was able to be such a brick wall.
You know, I'm gonna give you my silver level analysis here.
Love that.
Even though I was global, we all know that doesn't mean anything.
Who carried you?
I don't want to talk about it. It definitely wasn't MBK or Get Right. But I will say this, though. It feels like Tessus just has such a good read on the enemy team. Because I'm thinking back to Overpass yesterday against Spirit. He pushed mid so many times on that CT side. Here we see him get aggressive at seeming to be the right moments. Now, obviously, it's silver level analysis here, but it just seems to be that he has a really good understanding, but also really good confidence to go for these plays.
Well, he seems to have a really good understanding of what angles are really popular right now. When you see him peeking a new angle or opening up an angle and kind of getting a little bit wider, he's ready for that fight. That seems to be where opponents are enjoying taking angles to hold for a push or to just hold for information, whatever it might be. And yeah, that's part of it too. He looks like he's reading the game because he is zoned in. He is focused and ready for what's coming next at all times.
And I like how you brought up Refresh as well, because yesterday he played fantastic. We talked about it a lot yesterday when it came to Overpass. But it's great to see. I mean, I can't find a single player on the roster for Heroic right now who might be underperforming. The only one I could say is just because of yesterday on Inferno. But even then, we saw him have his own individual moments here, and he had his own individual moments in yesterday's game. Everyone's playing well, and for Heroic to repeat the performance from the last Pro League, they seem to be on track to do so.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the first stage is getting out of the groups, right? That's the first step towards defending your title. So at the moment, Heroic probably has that goal set pretty small. Let's get out of the group. Let's get first. And then now they're in a position where, like, let's get first in a group, especially if they're able to win this this second or third map in this series and take it. So yeah, those individual player performances, they don't bother anyone nearly as much when you're winning these games. So yeah, 2-0 at the moment. And even today, man, I mean, even at the end of this game, this is pretty well rounded from Heroic. I think at the end of at some point early on in the second half, I saw 3 players at 17, ends with 3 players at 19, 22 on refresh, 20 on shush. This is a full team effort. And these are, I don't know, I have no stats to back this up, but I feel like when I've watched Heroic online as well, like in past times, they do seem to be a team that has a pretty even score across the board with relative frequency. Again, can't back that up in any way. Just one of those things that I seem to notice in my head whenever I'm looking.
I'm not going to doubt you whatsoever. I don't think the viewers out there are going to doubt you either, as we have Nuke coming up next. It could be a 2-0 for Heroic to put themselves at the top of the groups. We'll find out in just a few minutes.
Yes, nice shot, my friend.
Cheaters ruining your plays?
I have eyes on the enemy.
Bad servers stopping your shots? What you need is ESEA. Advanced anti-cheat to stop cheaters. And the best servers around, all with 128 tick rate. ESEA, the best way to play CSGO.
Hi, good to see you, Mike.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right.
Perfect. And we're all set here. Should we kick things off?
Live in 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at the ESL studios, actually, and we're here to learn a little bit about observing today. I'm joined by none other than Alexander Rush. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
So tell me, observing, it's the new craze. What's it all about?
Yeah, it's observers. They like work in tandem with the production team and the casters.
The production, the casters. Now the casters, they are the top dogs around here, aren't they? So well known in the area, and someone like yourself, who's perhaps a little, unknown, they're giving you a chance to shine out there, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm actually.
Don't worry. Take your time. Just try and explain a little bit about the role, and we'll get there.
Explain about observers. You like work. Well, they work with production.
Don't worry. Let's run it back a little bit. In terms of the production, what do you actually do?
Well, me.
Hi, I'm Rush. I have a 12:30 with you.
Rush?
Yeah.
Well, who's this then?
This guy? Someone irrelevant. Get him out. Security!
No,
You got it, boss.
I'm there. Please, someone must know who I am. I'm here every day. Every day.
Wait. Get him out. Look at the camera. Look at the camera for a moment.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Heroic might have caused hell for Vitality in that first map, but now we get into a bit of Nuke here, Harry. We're going to find out if the Frenchman can turn it on its head, flip it around, and try once more. It's not going to be easy. Safe to say it never was against the Danes, but now, at least in a new map, a chance to reset, a chance to refresh. And it's refresh on the other side.
You get it? You get it?
That might be there to stop him.
That guy from Heroic. Oh, that was smooth, Hugo. That was smooth. And yeah, here we are. We're on Nuke. It's it's the Danish battleground. And an immediate drop down the fence. They get past Zaiwu. Oh, but they don't get past Masuta. He finds a double. The bomb does get down at least. Bomb plant to follow. Oh. Also, where's Refresh amongst all this? He's up on main roof. It's everyone through ramp. All 4 players. 4 Vitality through this same position. Shush, dead in the water. Tess says they are all over him. And now it is just Refresh. Last man standing. Maybe. 1 on 3. He's got to fight back, but they're on the bomb. They're sticking it. He can't stop it from this position. And so Vitality, they're going to grab that little pistol round there. Great stuff for Masuta, right? Doubles up in the door, double up on the retake, and then finishes off Refresh as well for all 5 in the pistol for Vitality.
That's more like it, man. We didn't have a lot out of Masuta and Kyojin in that first map, right? And when Vitality were clawing back into things on the CT side, it was often, you know, those clutches out of shocks. So with some massive kills, Apex as well. Felt like these 2 young'uns weren't really showing as much as we know they can do. But an ace to start off, that's a very strong start for Masuta. Can he carry on with it though? Heroic won't respect him. They go right in with a ramp rush on a force buy. 2 CTs here is a lovely little hold in Apex. Needs more than 1. He does drop the bomb, pistol out, and Apex is having a field day right now. Heroic's force buy locked out. And the nade. Oh, yeah, that will do. Just Cadian now. And he's saving for the orb, so he's not even got much to play with.
It always sucks, man. It always sucks. Having a save for that AWP. The things we do for orbs. He has managed to get the bomb and a Galil, so he's got a little bit more to work with here. But at every avenue, he's going to be running into someone from Vitality. Zaiwu's got this second round AWP
Masuta
dropped over from Masuta, Mr. Ace in the pistol.
Nice guy.
And so Cadian not going to be able to get his hands on it. And now they learn about that AWP as well. That's a little bit of information to go off of there, right? You know you're going to be running into that right away now when you bring your AWP out in the next round.
Yeah, he would love to grab that AWP. Remember yesterday, I think it was Inferno where... Was it Inferno or Overpass where Cadian got
it was Overpass. He pushed Con with the AWP.
He got a second round AWP and he gave it to Spirit and they used it against him. They killed him with it a couple of times. Finally got his vengeance, and that series was fine. Cadian, you say he's saving for AWP, Harry. Nothing of the sort. I mean, I said it, and he probably was, until he changed his mind coming into this round. For Hero AK, surrounded by flat pistols. Smokes on the outside. Molotov down. Apex going to use that to cross towards red, but there's only one man here, and he's confirmed that it's not a commitment. Even cleans out Refresh as well. Cadian. Oh, it's going to get messy. Mow down for Masuta, but there's the trade off the rifle. Now it's up to Zaiwu's AWP.
Okay, if you get the AWP, like maybe you can do something here with Stout and Cadian still alive. Oh, okay. Now, yeah, this gets a little more interesting. Cadian says, Stout, take the AWP.
Stout
Come on,
have
bud, you don't have armor, so take this, trust me. And so Stout, you know, has a bit of a conversation with Cadian, and then they decide, yeah, that is the right thing to do. Smart. Respect your elders. A 2-on-3. This is pretty dangerous. The saving grace, I think, right now is the presence of Apex over here in back lobby. This basically means that bomb can't go towards A. I would love to see, you know, this heaven-bound player in Kyojin. Right now, he's just holding for like a hell rotation. It would be cool if he maybe starts to lean towards B because of this position that Apex has back in lobby. Shox is about to get all this information about the B play, and Apex is actually aggressing. So now he's learning that this lobby area is clear. That means it's either ramp or it's heaven, and they're about to learn the hard way Shox waiting in dark, waiting patiently, is cleared by Cadian. This hero AK of Cadian, 3 kills deep in this round, brings it into a 2-on-2. Apex is out ramp already, and Stown deletes him with that recovered AWP. Just Kyojin left in the clutch.
Yeah, Kit, but no smoke. He's got to win his fights first and foremost. Door open, gives it all away. Now Heroic can set up appropriately, and Stown doesn't move a muscle, just hits the shot. I can't even believe they win that round. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless.
Yeah, you tried. I heard the words.
Yeah, attempted. Thank you,
That was your mouth like trying to mold the words into being.
I'm not the only one molding after that one, Vitality. I mean, that's a double entry for Katie, and he clears Shox on B as well. Just such awareness, man. And with Stown on the AWP, ready to shut it down. A full house from the 2 snipers.
Stown hit him with a bit of the old Kakluden, or however you say it.
What does that mean?
You know, that was the name of the massage move.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's more like it. ZywOo, glass ult this time around, even sits in the Molotov. Finds that opener, any cross shots on the smoke. You're playing just with luck at this point, but ZywOo always got a gap. If he's fast, and especially if they walk it, but he's just moved away. It's so sad. If he stayed on that angle, at least 1 kill. No doubt in my mind that he hits it. They walked their way down through the smokes, and now Cadian hangs around looking for picks. ZywOo's so passive, Cadian can't find him. He's going to be able to cut rotates. Heroic need this entry though. Masuta, 1 dig, and they do trade him out, but that's a massive kill. It's keeping the advantage for Vitality. Apex can give it up. They still don't know where Cadian is. And they're even charging them down through the Molotov. It's not gone well. Sjuush can stick the bomb. There's no one here to stop it, and Tessus is taking space.
Oh,
what?
They've gone by each other. Ships in the night, Hugo, ships in the night, and now they learn about ZywOo. He turns his lights on for a moment, and he lights him up like a Christmas tree. Just Kyojin again in another one of these clutches, and he can't get out the clutches of Heroic. The Talons of the Danes, they pick him up, second on the board, game tied up now, and the money is gone for Team Vitality.
ZywOo's probably thinking, oh, I got ramp lurked, did I? They came out ramp late. No, they just walked right by you in the smoke. What a perfect round out of Heroic, considering it started with a shot from ZywOo in the door, plus a 4-on-3 gained by Masuta. It felt like everything was going well. I think the charge through the molly for Apex, that was a bit much, considering his teammate was stuck behind the smoke on the other side.
Yeah, you know, he'd already decided to like take a peek, and so it was either, you know, commit to that original decision or run back through the molly and go down to, like, you know, either die in it or
probably half health
or very, very low, right? And
even so,
and he's swinging out and he's going, look, if I get 1 here, if I get 1 off of this overzealous play, then that's fine. Unfortunately, the round falls apart on the back of it.
Yeah, now you just got to eco, right? Give the respect over. Heroic can do whatever they want in this round. It's all for the taking. I was an event with a knife.
Oh, I like that from ZywOo.
Yeah, cheeky.
This is always gross.
I don't think they're going down, though. They want that top site. Or do they?
I was going to say, I love it. Whenever Cadian calls for, like, the force, it feels like Heroic always finds success with it. They don't do it all the time, but he gets these hero AKs every now and again, and it's very, very, like, I don't know what it is. He really believes when he brings out the hero AK that, like, I'm going to win these rounds. We saw him do it the other day, if you remember.
Yeah, I wonder if it was more of a case of, like, you know, when he saved in that second round on the Force, like, you know, was he thinking about buying an AK, or was it more like, okay, I know they have an AWP, therefore they're playing like this, and I can get away with more. It's going to be a quick, clean one on the A site. ZywOo in the vent, last to fall. I don't know. What do you make of that? Do you think he's expecting to pull out the AK, or is it more of a reaction off the back of doing damage on the force buy and figuring out there is an AWP in play?
I get a feeling it's a reaction to the info he gets at the end there. I think originally the plan was probably go AWP out, but mate, that's what I mean. Like,
it works.
He's someone who, like, once he gets a feel and he starts to think to himself, like, yeah, I can make this work. It was the other day, I think on Inferno versus Spirit, when we were, like, questioning one of their force buys, if you remember.
Sure.
It was Katie and I think it was Refresh who, like, forced up. And they always have a tendency to win them. I don't know how they do it so consistently, but they do.
Oh, he's holding the right line. They dropped in off of Heaven. If anyone peeks default, they're dead. Meanwhile, Apex doesn't know, but Refresh is right behind the main side. He's been spotted. ZywOo peeks his head out and takes down Tessus. Did he get the info about the other man? I'm not sure. But Refresh certainly knows what he's up against, and that's made him slow down, expecting a repeat from ZywOo that's not coming. He's already relocated back up on A in the vent. Can assist down lower and can fly up in the case of a top hit. before Heroic do this, they need to grab the bomb, and Shush is on duty there. Refresh working this outside control. He's going to smoke main. And here's the re-aggro for ZywOo. Refresh won't hang around for long, though, so ZywOo will catch nothing of the sort. And at this point, you've got to be scared of those timings, right? Those wraps round. Apex is looking outside for this player, and he's seen nothing. So he's going to group back up on A, knowing that this is all a bit of a fake. At this point, you know, Vitality know it's either ramp or it's A. There's nothing else. But which will it be?
Oh, it's really looking like A. Vitality, they are 3 men here. Refresh has just gotten off the top of T-Roof and misses the ZywOo push. Masuta with a mow down. And it's all left onto KD, and they know where he's going. They know the kind of real estate that he's got, and he's got very little time as well. He's low on health. KD should be hard-pressed to find anything, and Apex just swings him there to lock it in.
Nice.
14 Vitality. Good push from ZywOo, very, very measured. Helps get them the info that, yeah, no one's outside. He saw Refresh as well going back.
Yeah.
Masuta is giving us a really good game as well. Ace in the pistol. On these ramp holds, he's always been good for a multi-kill.
Yeah, and the call there was, oh, it's A. It wasn't, oh, Masuta, they're coming ramp. He just got caught,
no,
you know,
exactly,
going on the
right,
flank,
yeah.
and it still worked out perfectly for him. Yeah, you know, ZywOo's push is also called by Apex, certainly, right? He clears out that outside player. Fast out A for Heroic. Bit of a change of pace. Down the vent. Not going to be joined by many men. Or anyone, for that matter. Everyone waits lobby. Let Stown work it. This entire round now called to a pause as Stown has decided to take some space. Smokes outside, let Heroic meet him there in B, and now they know that no one could be working around the tunnels with Stown having this vent rotation on lock. There is ZywOo on B, keep that in mind, but he's just holding on inside of the site. And is this all a bit of a ruse anyway? Smoke's not fully down. Don't know where the other one went. Maybe it'll be a right click, or maybe it will never happen. Apex sees a shadow and he spams, only gets one, and now it's all up in the air.
Oh, that's a nice trade out of Shush.
Up the vent.
Stown comes up through the vent as well, yeah. Masuta spotted in heaven. Masuta has often been that guy. He's been the dude, and Stown's gonna flush him out. KD deals with the site player, just ZywOo! And he's so damn smooth with the flick. That's Vitality scrambling back to their feet, up onto 4 now, and in the lead in this matchup. Money's in a weird place for Heroic, but they're going to lean in favor of the buy, including a little glass cannon on Cadian. I always say, man, if these guys are buying with their backs against the wall, they've got an idea. They've got something in the old think tank.
Yeah, that round was a bit patched up by Vitality very well, considering I think the big problem with that, you know, ZywOo was B, but he's so quick to get back up in heaven, and the problem is, you know, Apex is calling. I don't think it's B, guys. I know they got down vent. I know they've thrown smokes, but I see no one's crossed behind Secret. There's only one smoke down. He trades 1 for 1. At that point, Apex is calling, guys, play for A. It's definitely a top hit. No one's crossing. Except this time Refresh has taken even more space than before. Garage smoke. Apex spotting from upper. Do they have a flash to get Refresh in deep? ZywOo still holding down the ramp with the AWP, and we even have Masuta in B. Swapping some positions here for Vitality. Apex knows that they could be anywhere outside.
If you win this round with how little utility you have, that is impressive. Like... They've thrown this one smoke to try and get them across outside. They've got 2 smokes left in total. No flashes to set anyone up, you know, or to get a guy like ZywOo off of an angle. Instead, you've just got to win your fight straight up. And so Tess says will. He gets that opener. And that's given a lot of room to Heroic now to potentially come in on this heaven wrap. Obviously, Vitality are considering this, right? They're too strong in the A-bomb site. They're holding on, and they're wary of the heaven wrap. Oftentimes, you re-aggress hut and try and take lobby if you lose outside like this. But that's what Stown is here waiting for back in the lobby. If he beats Leauge, and he's seen him going back into the site, and so that's the call to pounce in. Shocks with a double. That's the bomb getting dropped as well. Suddenly, this is starting to go a bit pear-shaped for Heroic. They had all the pieces. They had everything going their way. And Stown finished off. It's Vitality up onto 5. Heroic, I think they get a bit ahead of themselves there.
I mean, you got to give it to Shox, right? That looks bonkers. Don't get me wrong. A player just, suicides, jumping out heaven.
I mean, yeah,
but he's expecting for the trade there. He's playing for his teammate to get that kill. I don't know how Shox grabs the falling player and then flicks up and gets the trade. Maybe the spacing not the best there for Heroic. He had to swing out pretty wide, did Tess says. A weird one. We'll call it that, but great play for Shox. Not many players would have won that 2K, and that made all the difference. Another broken buy, though. Vitality. Already getting a lot more in this game than we did back on Vertigo, and it did feel like, again, it started strong for Heroic, and I don't want to take it away from them, but Vitality, a bit of a cold start for them. Once they started to feel it again, that's when we saw more of what we expect from this team. And now we're getting exactly that here on the CT side of Nuke. Heroic. We know they have a deep playbook on this T half, and they're going to have to whip it out in the next round. That's presuming Vitality haven't already taken a peek.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very sweaty now. All right, you've been warned. Antiperspirant will not be provided. You've got to bring your own. The Deagles, they're just going to try and do as much damage as they can. See if they can find some kind of opener here, right? Like, even a bomb plant in this situation would be fantastic. I think it's pretty wishful thinking, right? Yeah. But at the very, very least, taking like another gun out of the round is a little victory. If you could somehow find a double on Cadian, you will have done damage to Vitality's monies. Let's see. Oh, there's a nice Deeg shot. He's ready for Masuta there.
Watch the demo.
Lovely for Cadian. He's going to Molotov the vent to deny the rotation. They don't have a smoke to put that out. He is just mainly focused on doing damage, and he doesn't have any way to get past ZywOo's AWP. It should get finished off by ZywOo, and indeed it will. So Vitality are up onto 6. Heroic, they take one to the grave with them, and now they come in with the buy.
Yeah, this has to be a big round out of Heroic right here, right now. Otherwise, Vitality are going to start to build into the CT side, and we might have a competitive series after all. I can't complain about that prospect, as fun as it is watching Heroic tear their opponents limb from limb. And the idea of Inferno as well, what we talked about earlier in that pre-match, with potentially having Shush as the in-game leader. Lots of questions. Will Vitality get us there? Alexi B flash up into the A site. Fast they goes down right out the door, and somehow he hits the jump shot on the landing, sticks it in the face of Vitality. 4-on-2, and the round's decided just like that.
Yeah, sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles, right? You're dealt one of these fast A plays, and if you don't win like those first 2 engagements, if you don't win one of them, you're in for a bad time. 3 kills come through in the blink of an eye, and Vitality are just saving. So just like that, Heroic are back in with a round. It also sends a bit of a warning to Vitality, yeah, don't get too comfortable here, right? Bit of a reminder of what Vertigo is like, bit of a reminder as to how that felt. They run you down on a fast A play, and I think now you're going to get a lot more early utility out of Vitality towards this side of the map as well, right?
Yeah.
They've been able to kind of slow down with how much they're using there, because we haven't had many of these fast, explosive rounds.
Yeah, definitely. It causes some paranoia in the minds of Vitality. It's kind of what we saw yesterday out of it in that Enter Astralis game. If you remember, they had a lot of top hits. They ran them again and again and again. And then finally they stopped it, right? And they went slow. They waited out the util, and then they just did it immediately after.
Yeah. No, that's what I was about to say. I almost feel like I could totally see a Cadian call here being, right, let's just do that again.
Yeah, why not? But Vitality, they're experienced. They'll have the protocols in place to stop that if Heroic do want to go ballsy. They're breaking windows, but you like to do that every round just to set the precedent, and it won't be an A rush. Probably the wiser call here for Heroic. Spread out. Do a little bit more. And you hope Vitality do less. ZywOo's already B from ramp. Clearing through the secret. Gets set up. Apex in main, and the util's getting thrown his way. That draws his attention as Heroic take a lot of space outside, and there's nothing Apex can really do about this. Back down to secret eventually. Into the AWP though, always a danger. Cadian had that lovely pre-fire on Masuta with the Deagle, but this is not an easy man to get past. ZywOo though, when he get caught in the open, they'll surely trade him. Oh no, they're lining up for a boost, and ZywOo's grab one. Can he get out in time? Jump is smooth into the vent, and they don't want to trifle with him. So out they go back up.
Yeah, Apex is still waiting in main as well. He might get one with their back turn. It's a lot of damage, and yet still Refresh is able to quell the threat in main.
Good damage at least.
Yeah, two of these players very low now, and yet still, Shush, one shot away from certain death, has removed Masuta. Suddenly this A bomb site is looking to be the focal point of Heroic. They do have Stown going down towards B, and yeah, they've changed their mind. They've read this one. ZywOo coming out through the fence, and he's caught looking the wrong way. The perfect timing for Stown. Not quite the double, admittedly. Cadian able to come in through the vent later in the round, is going to try and backstab Kyojin and Shox.
Oh dear.
Bomb now planted down on B. Low HP on these on this orb for Shoxy, and Cadian meets them in the vent.
They wanted to save. They wanted to get out of there, Harry. They were trying to climb back up the ladder.
Look at the HPs.
Yeah, no, I mean, you don't even...
If only he knew.
Yeah, if only he knew. But, I mean, Apex probably called, yeah, I've done a lot of damage. And remember, when Apex calls that, like, he's watching for assists. He's still calling, yeah, 2 low or 1 low. Did he tag both of these guys? I think he did. He definitely tagged Shush. And yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So
Refresh jumped
you know, he
onto
doesn't
him.
know the exact damage, but he's definitely called it. But I mean, Vitality, they called it off in the 2-on-3, right? They were trying to go back up vent as Cadian snuck the knife in the back.
Oh, but if only he knew, Hugo, if only he knew how low they were.
Sometimes it doesn't matter. You saw Shush. I don't know who it was. Maybe, no, I don't know who it was.
Shush to Masuta down in hell.
Yeah, he deleted Masuta through that window on 10 health, and Masuta peeked right into him. Perfect crosshair placement. This was started nice for ZywOo, but Heroic, they made the really nice call of just getting out of there. They see ZywOo, they go, nah, we'll get him later. Stown certainly delivered. Cadian would have loved the double, but one will do. Orb saved, and that's all you got to play with here if you're Vitality. Heroic are nipping at your heels, looking to equalize here.
Yeah.
Boost. Hello.
This is
Oh,
nice.
that's nice. Apex standing up. No crouch needed. He just goes off the ledge. Really
Yeah,
cool.
because it's like a little bit of pavement, I guess.
No, it's good.
Would that be the word?
Yeah.
Like a pathway?
What do the Americans call it? Sidewalk.
I sidewalk, I will on the sidewalk now. And well,
It's a read for Vitality. I mean, I say a read. You know, they heard this go down, but
that's mate. Yeah, they fully stacked B. Like
Heroic are in no hurry.
Yeah,
Harry.
no,
That's my
exactly.
worry.
You know, they can chill out.
Yeah, I've seen Stown go up the vents before, and they're going to come to them. Refresh waiting, and he gets delivered 2, and a third grabbed as well. At this point, the red carpet's been rolled out, the doors have been opened up, and it's just ZywOo and York.
Oh, missed shot, and yeah, that's ZywOo out of there, wanting to try and save. Heroic really don't want to let him get away. Oh, and so they won't. Stown with a tiny little angle is going to take his head off. The AWP now removed. The only way that you were going to don that AWP here, well, you still could get one glass cannon on Shoxy, so maybe they lean into that right. You can don it, but you know, the only way you were going to have an AWP here with all the bells and whistles around it was if you saved on ZywOo there. So that is a big hunt for Heroic. It means the AWP is no longer in play for Vitality as we get near the end of the half.
It's not what you want, considering the impact he's managed to field off a bit, but even when he's been spotted, Heroic have done a good job of negating that and moving away. Good flash, down sprays, but he'll live. Masuta, maybe cut your losses, get out of there, and Tess's from above, helped out by the spam from Shush, will find ZywOo outside. No AWP, and now no life. Stown's even walked back through the smoke. Oh my goodness, Masuta's still hanging around. He's considering it, but Stown, timing, he turns back in, and the dink does nothing through the metal. Down to 60, no problem for Stown. 2 kills and all the real estate in the world. You've got Secret, you've got Ramp, you haven't got Lobby. And Stown tries to get it back under control. Shox will not allow. However, with that information in mind, Heroic still grouped, move in towards Hell. Looking to go round the world in this round. And they've done a really good job of when they get this position, usually you just, because you have Hell, you just want to split Heaven because it's so powerful. But even when Heroic have realized the stacks are in, they've still dropped Ramp and ended up B. Now that kill will tempt them up the ladder, surely. And Apex might meet them there.
They're still going towards Ramp. They're still going towards Apex. Don't lose the bomb here, Shush. And he will just about hold on.
Now it doesn't even matter, as long as you go together. Yeah, Cadian's going to go for the info, or fake it. That's a good fake. Just plays with the ladder, keeps Kyojin here for another second at least. and then they just start to run ramp. Penny will drop far too late for Kyojin. There's nothing he can do. It's 7 rounds to Heroic, almost certainly.
So now back in the lead. I like that we're getting a much more competitive map from the get-go here, right? I think it was very, very important for the mental game of Vitality that they were able to even start to build something up back on Vertigo, right? I think if that had ended on the 13-2 half at just a 16-2, this probably would be a steamrolling as well. So, you know, can they take us to this third map of Inferno? They're not going to have much to work with in this follow-up round. Basically now, if you're Vitality, you're kind of just playing for a bye right at the end of the half.
Yeah, I've just always loved watching Cadian lead on this map, man, because of rounds like that, and the other round that we saw where they didn't go up heaven even though they had hell and ended up down lower is a great example of how Cadian just loves to play with the rotates and loves to play against the grain, against what you're going to expect. I always think back to Harry, you're going to remember this game. You couldn't forget it. I'm pretty sure it was versus Big. It was Cologne last year, potentially, and it was that 5 overtimes, Heroic Big. It was the one where Cadian closed with the Tech 9
with
out
the Tech
Heart.
9 jumping onto the roof of Heart.
Oh, no, that was a Furia game, actually. I think I'm crazy. There were 2 massive OT games, the Furia game, the Big game. Both of them stick out to me for both those reasons.
Oh, that is brutal. All right. Oh my God,
another?
there's a smoke down and 2 players fall through it. Sadly, both of them are boys in blue. Vitality, they're losing players left and right. They can't seem to win a fight. Down, traded after 1. Masuta now donning an AK, and that's the only victory for him here. Okay. He is up on T-Roof, and they don't know about that. This could still get a little weird, right?
Yeah, they're just walking below him, so he never got the info that he essentially traded places with them, right? He knows Cadian's out, but that's pretty much all Masuta's got.
Oh, he just dropped. Surely you've heard that. Someone. I'm talking this door player in Refresh, but no reaction.
Bye.
Cadian will survive, though, and now just doesn't need to give this duel to Masuta. So there it is, 8-6. They do a good job of just isolating that last man. They never let his little forward position get out of hand. He was too low to really have much of a chance there. Now we've got the AWP for ZywOo. One final go at it here in round 15. And I'm very, very happy that we do get to have that AWP again. They got robbed of it when ZywOo's save was denied in round 13.
Yeah, to clarify what I said last round, it was that Furia game, that like 25 overtime, 25 each overtime game. It was the other overtime game I was thinking was Big Nip. That was at Cologne last year, and that was the one that went absolutely crazy. Apex looking to get up and over the boxes, denied by Tessez. ZywOo, he just moves off the angle, but that might be saving his own face. Moving back to main. The rest of Heroic, well, they've still got this outside control and the smokes to get them down or into Garage. It's a question Vitality still don't have the answer to. Refresh will do both. Right under the nose of ZywOo, he snuffs him out. Kyojin trapped between a rock and a hard place, and Refresh catches him with a flash from Stown. Bye-bye, Vitality. This A site does not belong to you anymore. Masuta in another unwinnable clutch.
Yeah, feels kind of bad for Masuta. He's had some incredible rounds in this game, but surely this can't be one of them. And I think he knows that as well. It really does just feel like a formality here, and so Heroic, they've secured a fantastic T-side under their belts, 9-6. Considering there was a point in time where it looked like Vitality could have been the ones to run.
He had to evade capture, 13-10. And another rebuy for Heroic. Say what you want, right? Heroic have managed to get out in a lot of these rounds when they know it's lost. Right? They've constantly had rebuys. They've not been on pistols. The last time they ecoed was that SMG buy where Shush got 3 kills in the lobby and Stam double deeged. But despite these buys from Heroic, Vitality have had answers through and through. 20 kills for ZywOo. Fast outside and Stam taking liberties, taking shots out of the round. That's one way to do it. They beat him in secret last time. Well, this time it's a 5-on-4 for Heroic, and it's been a while since they've had that.
Do it. Do it. Come on, it's like Palpatine. Do it.
Oh, he will.
Do it. There it is. Cadian with 1. Masuta on the receive again, but now he's trapped at the CT vent. So
no, he wasted his smoke.
Oh, no, the smoke's just gone out. It's hot, it's spicy, but Cadian's fine. He lives to tell the tale. Now is Apex here? He's going up into heaven. Is anyone even considering this? No one is looking towards heaven. Apex. Apex has got the round in the palm of his hands. From this push, there's the first. Cadian on the receiving end.
Oh no.
Heroic still with one inside of the site, and Shush up in the hut is dead after one. Refresh will trade Apex out, and oh my god! ZywOo's wrist is in pieces after that one. He's down to 5 points of health, 40 seconds left, but with a shot landing like that, ZywOo, you better give this round a go.
Take a breath, hold on, 30 seconds. Hope the kill comes to you. If it doesn't, ZywOo will have to pick a site. Tessus is gambling lower. It's awfully quiet, he thinks. ZywOo could have planted A already. Why not just stick to your guns, hold your spot? But there's no way ZywOo's going down vent, surely. Or maybe I'm speaking too soon. Out the door he moves. 15 on the clock, it has to be A.
It's such a coin flip, isn't it? Yeah.
Tessus gets the warning, he gets to hear it, but he'll have to make noise to move back in. Otherwise he'll take some serious seconds off of his clock. And that's the worst noise to hear if you're Tessus. Bomb down. ZywOo heard him as well.
Yeah, ZywOo's heard him, and so he also now has a little bit of time to think, like, okay, in the long run, how do I win this out? He's mollied down the vent, and he's holding for a main peak. Tess says, you've got one opportunity to try and get this kill or get past the AWP. ZywOo, one shot as well, and they both miss. They both miss the chance. Still, bomb not really planted for ZywOo. Tesses is sticking it. ZywOo's going to try to run him down, but too low on HP. Tesses will finally see a clutch through for Heroic and break this streak that Vitality have been on since getting onto the T side.
Such a nice try for ZywOo. You got to give him that, right?
Dude, what a
shot. Flick into lobby.
I didn't even... I could feel he was going to hit it just because there's something about ZywOo, like with how he peeks an angle, you can just tell. But look at this, like, Refresh wasn't even in the scope when he zooms in. Look, like, what?
that was just pure, you feel the dink and you feel it on a, I don't even know, an internal level. Yeah. You don't think about that. You just let your hand do the talking.
That is raw animal instinct. That is like the part of ZywOo that is still, you know, monkey man brain going, oh, I need to watch out. Oh, no. Shox is dead. Oh, double up for Stout in main. And now just ZywOo. I'm assuming they're going to try and get in, but they go down. Heroic, it's back. Not just a flash in the pan. They're going to double up rounds here unless ZywOo can 1v5.
I'm scared for Vitality now, right? This is a round that gets Heroic back in the game. I don't even mind the change of pace, but the problem with it is so many of these rounds for Vitality were coming off the back of slow defaults inside lobby. Let Shoxy work outside. Hold on for those Apex. Wait for someone to give you a kill out door or hut, and then you get those wraps in. Then you get Shox lurking B, Apex coming up through heaven. That's what has been the recipe for Vitality. They go for a fast one. It's an admirable attempt, but couldn't be one or more one-sided, more decided by Heroic. 5 alive, money recovered. The save's no longer a factor. The round's closing. And the opportunity fleeting, perhaps, for Vitality. This buy's going to be a mess if they go for it. Couple of AKs, 2, 3 is all they can muster. The hype is coming back for Heroic. They're starting to taste victory again, and it's sweet.
Yeah, and so now, you know, you're posed this ultimate question, right? These next few rounds decide, well, what were you trying to do over the last few hours? Vitality, was it all for nothing? Did you swim all this way just to die on the shore? Or are they going to take us to this third map? Are we going to go the distance and get to Inferno?
It's a big boy buy, but they had no other choice. Cadian AWPing outside for the first time, and he just misses that shot into the silo player. No way they're giving him a repeat, and he knows that. Holding lobby, Vitality, a ramp crunch potentially. It's only Tessa's giving it up, playing Org from hell. Little gap, and Shox has got the shot. I don't know how that's a headshot to Stown, but Shox certainly ain't complaining. It's been Stown pushing him outside and taking that kill in the past, so revenge is sweet. Cadian can't get his. Fresh moves into main, now mollied off, trapped inside. Cadian, same story, with one landing on him. The flashes are fluid, and Tess is caught with a nade out. Oh no, switching positions, Cadian's gone. And this hell wrap for Apex is once again activated. Refresh gone through the smoke, and the round up in flames.
Vitality onto 14. That wasn't even a fall by. They are breathing a collective sigh of relief that round not only goes their way, but it goes their way dominantly, right? Shox goes back to his same outside position. He's just lighting them up. Apex there to help him. It's the Mac 10 here. It's the Galils that is concerned. Cadian could just get one tapped, and then that AWP is given over.
Worth the risk. Get it in ASAP. He's taking it outside. Now supporting ramp. Smoke's down outside.
Stan's disrupted it somewhat with the molly, but they throw a second smoke on the fly just to give the illusion that players are crossing there. And now the reality of this round was the A play. Heroic do still have 2 players here. The bomb drops, the first thing in, the trade onto Shush. Oh, Tess says trying to hold on to this A bomb site, and he will be needing some help from Cadian, who's wrapping lobby. Shox might have this kill locked in, the timing. Yeah, he's gonna nail it. And now with the Heaven wrap already coming through for Apex, if Shox plants this bomb for Heaven, it should be an unwinnable round for Cadian. They hear the molly, they know he's here. He still gets that 1 kill. Now Apex has got to leave Heaven. He's got to come to the site to get the bomb. And Cadian just gets past the Heaven guy. He still doesn't really know that Apex is here. He can try to put that idea together.
Heard him shoot. Cadian was watching lobby, heard Apex shoot, he jumped over the shot in hut. Cadian has full info.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
He doesn't know where the bomb is though, and it's in his view. That's the saddest part. He could have stopped it.
Oh,
it's been picked back up.
He is. Apex running around. He's going to break the vent.
Oh, that's crazy.
Just gets down. Cadian's going to give chase, follows him down the vent. Apex with the door now closed on Cadian's face, and he's planting on the side of the double doors. Cadian could have the round locked in with the swing. Oh! Apex just a little too wide. Not where Cadian was planning for.
Everything about that round is just so, it's on a knife's edge, Harry. It's so weird. Yeah, like he didn't know when he took down that first kill on Shox in the molly, he had no idea he was watching hut. But then, getting back into hut, Apex fired from rafters. Maybe Cadian doesn't know exactly where he is, but he knows he's A at a bare minimum. And then Apex not only walks, grabs the bomb, which is in open view of Cadian, although he doesn't know, and then he jumps from hut roof into vent. That's crazy. He almost gave Cadian the round there, but instead it's Vitality stealing the victory back for the first time since the opening few rounds of this game. It's Vitality in control.
Yeah, a little partial investment for Heroic. Deegs out and a double push at the ramp side. Masuta gonna open up the ramp room. The lobby crunch is in though, and this MP9. Oh, and third for Shush. He's 6 HP while he's getting these kills. Now there's guns to be retrieved. Now there's something to fight with in this round if you're Heroic. And Vitality won't be ready for a secret play. They shouldn't, right? If you've seen this, you're thinking everyone is in lobby. Everyone went in with this push. Stown is about to blindside Apex. Shox could save him, but he's just a second too late. What? And Stown's gonna pick up the round. Double on the Deagle. Heroic, they do it with the lobby crunch. In spite of that, beginning as a 3-on-5, Shush gets a triple kill on the push into lobby, and Stown closes it out with a double on the D.
Yeah, you can see how hyped Stown was getting there in the cam as well. He took down Shox. Like, let alone 1 kill, 2 there is ridiculous. Jumping MP9 for Shush in 2 out of the 3 kills, and then the clinical headshot on Masuta. Lovely Deeks out of Stown. This guy has fast flicks. And 10-10, that was not Heroic's round to win, but they did it anyway. They don't care what Vitality wants. Spam into main, Cadian dodges it. And we do have an orb for Zywoo as well, so that's a good sign. He's had a good game. Remember how quiet he was in that first map? I think it was like 3 and 14, 3 and 13, something like that at the start, before we had that claw back. But it was all too little too late. Apex lining up some utilities, crazy outside smoke. Maybe just a variation on the wall coming in. And there it goes, down, back in secret once again. Tesses can even try and spam through the smoke. Oh, that's a weird one. The one-way created. And the molly misses. But it's all a ruse. It's Ramp they peruse.
Yeah. Oh, but this is where Cadian sits with that AWP now. There are more targets here trying to get close to Cadian. They're not part of his fan club, though. They're not part of the entourage, right? They're looking to trade this out. Cadian gets out of there, and Ramp is taken by Vitality. Shox is creating space on the back of this secret push. And so Festown, alone in this B-bomb site, he really has his work cut out for him. One there before he's traded by ZywOo. Tesses and Shush, they're the two players left to try and make the impossible happen. Bomb already planted for Vitality. Planted for Ramp as well. This is going to be a really, really tricky retake, and they're not even going to attempt it.
That's a fair call for Heroic. You can see the pressure starting to get to them now as well. Now, this save, a lot of it's just based on not only numbers, but also money, right? They're kind of out of position, and if they keep both guns, they can buy full, so that's worthwhile. They split up. But yeah, even one gun alive at the end of things could enable a buy. Shush has 5k, Stown and Cadian 3 each, plus a bit of bonus coming in as well, so... Oh, yoink, thanks for the AK. Good round for Vitality, though, right? It was all a bit of a ramp take. Cadian shut down the first, but in the meantime, Apex got that upper pick. And then that just changed the game for Vitality. Shox has lurked down secret as well. It's a shame considering Stan was there earlier, but he went back up. And so Cadian was stabbed in the back from a position that they previously owned. Quick pause, bit of a tech. Already coming back in very quickly. No waiting around. It will be resumed in just a second. But yeah, starting to feel the pressure maybe are Heroic.
Yeah, and I love the Heroic voice, but I also I couldn't be happier than if this went to a third. It's been so neck and neck here on Nuke, and I think you're really starting to see the upper limit of both of these squads in this head-to-head. It's a late rising for Vitality. It's a late wake up. They can still long this out and take us to a third, and if we get there, suddenly it's all back up in the air again. Lobby push, read by ZywOo. Cadian has now got to hold the line. First kill from this AWP, but there is more where that came from. Vitality, they are looking to send a bit of a message through Ramp. They've taken this control, but they're not dropping to B. Instead, looking to take hell away. Maybe open up a potential for this A-Rap.
Yeah, everyone's just trying to avoid the AWPs, right? You see Cadian drop down low, you're like, yeah, mate, have it. We'll go back up. There's a double B setup here for Heroic. They don't know, but they are getting wrapped from the rafters. Oh my goodness, Shush is in hot water. He's a dead man. Can he take anyone with him? Oh, the hub play, they line up, and they almost team kill, but Vitality just win the round off that frag alone. Shush stuck in the open, and his team out of position. Heroic gamble B, but don't know what it was based off. I don't know what was going on outside, but Cadian just had Ramp on lock. It's not like he was being chased down after that one pick. And even though, yeah, they were fine with Tesses dying on the lobby push, knowing Cadian would refrag, but that definitely seemed like a panic rotate call for Heroic. Gamble, panic, call it what you want. It doesn't work well. And Vitality, a near flawless T-side right now. One round in the pocket of Heroic, and that's forcing these saves. The lack of money. Another rebuy is allowed because they keep 3 alive. That's important, but it might fall on dead ears if Vitality keep building into these T-side rounds.
Yeah, and thinking about it, like back on Vertigo, it felt almost comically easy for Cadian to read into what was happening in the majority of those rounds. We have seen something different out of Vitality throughout all of these T-side rounds so far. They're keeping it very unpredictable, very hard to read. You never know what their intention is behind the control they're taking. Sometimes when they're fighting you at ramp, they are immediately dropping B. They are going into these B hits. And then that round there, they slow it right down. They do something a little bit different. And you could see that it caught Heroic off guard. They stacked the majority of players down towards that B bomb site out of the sheer panic that it was about to be an explosive B round. That was not the case back on Vertigo at all. It was essentially A for like 12 rounds of that T side.
What's a solution? They tried a bit of aggro right in the lobby that last round. But as you said, right, with Vitality keeping it fresh, with Vitality keeping Heroic on their toes, it's so hard to read into what is the right play. Gamble's not going their way. Opening kills starting to fall in the favor of the French. Things are looking up for Vitality, and let's see if they keep it that way as we get back into another gun round. Those saved guns allow a rebuy for Heroic. Katie gonna use his AWP up in the door. Nade off Molly. You think you can see stuff, right? The X-ray helps us, but for Katie, it's just missed. And the same story outside. The smoke's down, Shox runs towards B. Now the call from Stown is, I've only heard one. So it might be a lurker. Vitality, not the first time they've thrown a single player down secret on their own. The rest of this T side in lobby. If they kill him, that's massive. They know it's clear. They know where the rest of Vitality stand.
Last time Shox was here, he not only got the better of Tessas, he went on to double kill entry into that B bomb site, right? And that just disrupted everything for Heroic. You cannot afford to let Shox get away with these kind of lurks, right? It just throws the whole round into disarray. It sends that entire lower bomb site into a big question mark. So you need Tessas to win this fight.
Oh no.
Shox has spotted him. They know about each other now. Cadian holding for the ramp push. There's one on the AWP. Is he going to try and re-swing? No, he just backs up, taking that advantage and getting out of there. Tessas will win his fight onto Shoxy. That also opens up a secret rotation now for this outside player, ZywOo. While he will put up one, there's a lot of bodies down on this B site for Heroic. They're all rotating down. It's no secret where this one was hoping to end up. And ZywOo getting swung. He's off the bomb. Kyojin with a triple in the blink of an eye. And this round has gone from a 4-on-2 to a 2v1 in favor of Vitality. Before you even know it, all on the back of Kyojin. Cadian now, last chance. He denies the bomb, and he's still alive. How has he survived this? Oh, Molly's gonna heat things up for Kyojin, but he's sticking the bomb. He gets it planted. Cadian. This man, I don't know how he's done it. It's feline, mate. He's got 9 lives, so he's still got more to give. But can he land on his feet here? Can he finish off the clutch? Up close, Kyojin, more damage, but he can't seem to get rid of Cadian. Just refuses to give up, but yeah, without the kit, they're dropped all over the site. But Cadian's not to know that. He's got to save. He's got to get out of there. 13 on the board for Vitality. And a huge round from Kyojin. He'd been pretty quiet across both maps so far. But he's kept this going for Vitality now.
That, you know, only 10 kills in the game, but that 3K there for Kyojin, essentially a 4K, right? If you count the fact that he locked Cadian out of a clutch. And that's easier said than done against Cadian. Oh my goodness, Kyojin provides all the cover for ZywOo on that plant. It was back and forth. Vitality taking door with a flash was perfect on the Stown. And look at these shots out of Kyojin. Lights out. Spraying everyone. Cadian, I don't know how he got away with the one and done and still survived. But the molly, even though it pushed Kyojin wide, Cadian didn't seem convinced. He held his angle for so long. And with the kill not coming to him, he had to evade capture 13 to 10. And another rebuy for Heroic. Say what you want, right? Heroic have managed to get out in a lot of these rounds when they know it's lost, right? They've constantly had rebuys. They've not been on pistols. The last time they ecoed was that SMG buy where Shush got 3 kills in the lobby and Stown double degged. But despite these buys from Heroic, Vitality have had answers through and through. 20 kills for ZywOo. Fast outside and Stown taking liberties, taking shots out of the round. That's one way to do it. They beat him in secret last time. Well, this time it's a 5-on-4 for Heroic, and it's been a while since they've had that.
Do it. Do it. Come on, it's like Palpatine. Do it.
Oh, he will.
Do it. There it is. Cadian with one. Masuta on the receive again, but now he's trapped at the CT vent. So
no, he wasted his smoke.
Oh no, the smoke's just gone out. It's hot, it's spicy, but Cadian's fine. He lives to tell the tale. Now is Apex here? He's going up into heaven. Is anyone even considering this? No one is looking towards heaven. Apex. Apex has got the round in the palm of his hands. From this push, there's the first. Cadian on the receiving end.
Oh no.
Heroic still with one inside of the site, and Shush up in the hut is dead after one. Refresh will trade Apex out, and oh my god! ZywOo's wrist is in pieces after that one. He's down to 5 points of health, 40 seconds left, but with a shot landing like that, ZywOo, you better give this round a go.
Take a breath, hold on, 30 seconds. Hope the kill comes to you. If it doesn't, ZywOo will have to pick a site. Tessas is gambling lower. It's awfully quiet, he thinks. ZywOo could have planted A already. Why not just stick to your guns, hold your spot? But there's no way ZywOo's going down vent, surely. Or maybe I'm speaking too soon. Out the door he moves. 15 on the clock, it has to be A.
It's such a coin flip, isn't it? Yeah.
Tesses gets the warning, he gets to hear it, but he'll have to make noise to move back in. Otherwise he'll take some serious seconds off of his clock. And that's the worst noise to hear if you're Tesses. Bomb down. ZywOo heard him as well.
Yeah, ZywOo's heard him, and so he also now has a little bit of time to think, like, okay, in the long run, how do I win this out? He's mollied down the vent, and he's holding for a main peak. Tess says, you've got one opportunity to try and get this kill or get past the AWP. ZywOo, one shot as well, and they both miss. They both miss the chance. Still, bomb not really planted for ZywOo. Tesses is sticking it. ZywOo's going to try to run him down, but too low on HP. Tesses will finally see a clutch through for Heroic and break this streak that Vitality have been on since getting onto the T side.
Such a nice try for ZywOo. You got to give him that, right?
Dude,
what a
shot.
flick into lobby.
I didn't even... I could feel he was going to hit it just because there's something about ZywOo, like with how he peeks an angle, you can just tell. But look at this, like, Refresh wasn't even in the scope when he zooms in. Look, like, what?
that was just pure, you feel the dink and you feel it on a, I don't even know, an internal level. Yeah. You don't think about that. You just let your hand do the talking.
That is raw animal instinct. That is like the part of ZywOo that is still, you know, monkey man brain going, oh, I need to watch out. Oh, no. Shox is dead. Oh, double up for Stown in main. And now just ZywOo. I'm assuming they're going to try and get in, but they go down. Heroic, it's back. Not just a flash in the pan. They're going to double up rounds here unless ZywOo can 1v5.
I'm scared for Vitality now, right? This is a round that gets Heroic back in the game. I don't even mind the change of pace, but the problem with it is so many of these rounds for Vitality were coming off the back of slow defaults inside lobby. Let Shoxy work outside. Hold on for those Apex. Wait for someone to give you a kill out door or hut, and then you get those wraps in. Then you get Shox lurking B, Apex coming up through heaven. That's what has been the recipe for Vitality. They go for a fast one. It's an admirable attempt, but couldn't be one or more one-sided, more decided by Heroic. 5 alive, money recovered. The save's no longer a factor. The round's closing. And the opportunity fleeting, perhaps, for Vitality. This buy's going to be a mess if they go for it. Couple of AKs, 2, 3 is all they can muster. The hype is coming back for Heroic. They're starting to taste victory again, and it's sweet.
Yeah, and so now, you know, you're posed this ultimate question, right? These next few rounds decide, well, what were you trying to do over the last few hours? Vitality, was it all for nothing? Did you swim all this way just to die on the shore? Or are they going to take us to this third map? Are we going to go the distance and get to Inferno?
It's a big boy buy, but they had no other choice. Cadian AWPing outside for the first time, and he just misses that shot into the silo player. No way they're giving him a repeat, and he knows that. Holding lobby, Vitality, a ramp crunch potentially. It's only Tess is giving it up, playing Org from hell. Little gap, and Shox has got the shot. I don't know how that's a headshot to Stown, but Shox certainly ain't complaining. It's been Stown pushing him outside and taking that kill in the past, so revenge is sweet. Cadian can't get his. Fresh moves into main, now mollied off, trapped inside. Cadian, same story, with one landing on him. The flashes are fluid, and Tess is caught with a nade out. Oh no, switching positions, Cadian's gone. And this hell wrap for Apex is once again activated. Refresh gone through the smoke, and the round up in flames.
Vitality onto 14. That wasn't even a fall by. They are breathing a collective sigh of relief that round not only goes their way, but it goes their way dominantly, right? Shox goes back to his same outside position. He's just lighting them up. Apex there to help him. Woo! Yeah. Woo! This is getting cool, Hugo. Ooh. It's all in for Heroic. All in now, and look at how hyped Vitality are getting.
Team Knife in Sport, never fun. Maybe it was a dink as well from a Glock, right? Like, trying to shoot out the windows. Probably a knife, 30 damage. Either way, forget it. Move on. Outside smokes, full take. Stown reloading in main, they'll hear it. Maybe they'll even crawl his way. ZywOo's got a secret. Stown on a reload has got to be very careful with where he chooses to fire. They actually just take it on the reload, moving down behind the smoke. Kyojin lurking silently on silo. wanting to give away no information. Heroic know what's up. They've taken lobby, they've got the info. Cadian has pre-rotated B. He's in a very good position right now. But is this the full commit here for Vitality? Cadian doesn't want to make noise, breaking windows. He's up to Stound to get that info.
ZywOo with the opener. The AUG just as deadly in his hands as the AWP. And a missed shot from Cadian. ZywOo wants that AWP. He's going to get rid of it. Still 2 players in this B site. Refresh. Oh, dead on the swing. Now they don't know about Tesses, but he is a dead man. Apex checks him. The money is gone for Heroic. Hugo, it's looking destined to head to Inferno. Insane stuff from Vitality. Great resilience from this squad, from getting 13-2'd back on Vertigo. Having that one go against them, and now building upon this T side. Remember, this was a 9-6 half to Heroic. It took them so long to even break the streak Vitality were on. It's left them with nothing now on the side of the Danes. They've got an AWP. That is the big flashy purchase here. What can Cadian do with it?
Yeah, that last round was a round of whiffs, right? From Refresh with a spray. Cadian's AWP. Stound just gets blown out of the vent by ZywOo's AUG, and he doesn't want your AWP. He's got a different kind of scope. This has been such an incredible recovery for Vitality. 3 rounds conceded in the second half, all otherwise coming up for the T's. And yeah, we've seen these broken buys do well for Heroic. We saw that lobby crunch in the past, but they are not in a hurry to take space as Vitality once again pull out the same pace of these slow burns where Shox lurks outside. Maybe not high on the scoreboard like Apex and ZywOo, but Shox has certainly had monstrous impact in this T half. Who hasn't? Scoreboard never tells a full story. Kyojin with that 4 or 3K clutch against Cadian on lower. Remember that? Vitality, everyone has had their piece of the pie. And now, it's all come down to this. 40 seconds, grouping towards the ramp side. Might just be an A here. They've got to go on roof who can lob in some utility if they'd like, and there's not much of a stack here for Heroic. A couple of players in position, and actually Cadian rotating in with the AWP at the right time.
Oh, Stound's dead right away, though. ZywOo with this AUG, it just looks beautiful. Stound's on the receiving end. Are they going to vent drop down? They go.
See ya.
Bye! It's not even about the A-bomb site anymore. Cadian does claim 1 life of the boys trying to get down vent. Refresh dead in the water. They've still got lobby players to try and contain while this bomb is going down lower. And Masuta is putting on a clinic. The doctor is in. And you don't like the diagnosis for Heroic. Just Cadian. 1 on 4. He's missed the timing on the vent drop. He doesn't have a kit. He's all alone, armorless with the AWP, and this is looking destined to end on Inferno. A 3-map series after all. The rest of this, just a formality.
They've seen him.
They've seen him. They've got him trapped over in Decon. Bye-bye to Cadian, and hello to map number 3. This is set to culminate on Inferno. It might not have looked like much at the start of the day, but you do not want to miss the conclusion of Vitality versus Heroic.